Welcome back to Learn SKN, and today we're going to continue looking at POB. We are looking at customer service. Why is customer service important? How is it advantageous to the firm to provide good customer service? And so before we do that, I want you to now like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell if necessary, so you know when Learn SKN drops another video. But then we're going to roll right into it, looking at customer service. So, a little brain switch right now. So we looked at the ombudsman, we looked at the bureau standards and those things. Those help to protect consumers against, like I said, unethical practices, unjust practices, etc. Now, how do we prevent, as a business, this is POB after all, as a business, how do we prevent some of these things from escalating? How do we prevent some of these things from going too far? One way is to have good customer service. Make sure you have good customer service in your establishment, because with good customer service, it can eliminate some of the problems persons might have with your establishment. Sometimes you roll up into a supermarket or some business, you ask a question politely, you get a rough answer, and that should not be. You need to have good customer service. Sometimes you go ask a question, they tell you, I don't know. No, that can't work. Or they will tell you, I ain't in charge of that area. Or they will tell a lot of stuff. We have some poor customer service practices in St. Kitts, actually. Some poor customer service practices. Right? So you call up a business, somebody answer the phone, dead and dreary. Right? You know, they might even talk in a, like what you want or something like that. Somebody be chewing, you ask a question about it, just chewing the gum right there in front of you. You have to have good customer service. And now, in order to get that though, there are certain key markers you need to hit. Right? I'm pretty sure all of us have experienced poor customer service in St. Kitts. You go to a KFC, you go to a Valley Mart, a Rams, a TDC, a bank, they give you a cold reception, they don't really help you. Then you walk into a store, you lost, nobody come to ask you, how can I help? Nobody come to direct you, nobody want to know what's going on with you. You're in there just dying, you know what is what? Nobody helping you, right? So those are examples of poor customer service. So customer service can be defined as any series of activities that takes care of the customer's needs before, during, and after the purchase of the product. Can't put it a better way, right? So it's any series of activities that takes care of the customer's needs before, during, and after the purchase of a good or service. So before, you walk into a shoe store. Good morning, good afternoon, how can I help you? That's before, right? Are you interested in these? How does these look to you? The one that in a size 10, we have them in 11s. We only have black, unfortunately. The price is a little high. Okay, let me see what I could do for you. Let me talk to the boss. So you need good customer service before I even make the purchase. During, so while you're cashing out, while you're making the purchase, some polite conversation, offer you a little, a nice package to put this stuff in. That kind of, good, polite talking. How can thanks for shopping with us, how is it they're going so far, etc, etc. After, you call and say, I didn't get this item. They're like, I'm so sorry ma'am, how can I help you, what can I do? I'll try and get it for you, I'll try and find out whatever you would like me to find out for you. So you need good customer service before, during, and after the purchase of the product. This thing is vital, because good customer service means that you might have returning customers. If you have a hoggish attitude, if you are rude, obnoxious, out of order, not so helpful, then who wants to come back to your establishment? People going somewhere else. So good customer service helps you to retain your customer base, helps you to build it, because if your establishment has good customer service, that could be a strategic advantage to your company. Persons might come to you just because they know for sure, I'm going to get good treatment here, so I'm going to go here. right? So some people would just use that base alone in deciding whether to spend the money with you or go somewhere else. Good customer service. So it is highly dependent on staff who needs to be well trained, professional and efficient. So your staff should be well trained, professional at all times, and efficient. Efficient here mean you don't take 10 hours to get something done. That's gonna annoy the customers. That's not something you want as a company, right? I mean, something going to some banks today in St. Kitts. They're gonna put down one teller, knowing the place kind of full. You have to stand in line for hours. That one teller taking their dear time, and so these are things that can be improved, right? But I guess they don't want to spend any money to employ anybody else. But these are things that can help you, right? Sometimes you have two credit unions in St. Kitts, FND, Cooperative Credit Union. When you go to these different establishments, the experiences are so different. FND, First Federal, they make you feel like you're family, feel like you're home. You ain't outside. If even during COVID time, they actually install a nice tent, chairs out there, so when sun out, you sit down and wait for your turn. Meanwhile, over credit union, you're outside, sun beat down on you, you wrap around the building in line so long, it's too bad, right? So customer service can be one thing that can say whether somebody go to your establishment or not, right? Sometimes you go to some supermarkets. The bag packing is so terrible. People just take you groceries and just throw them in a bag, just fling them in. No thought, no care, nothing goes into it. And that's not a good example of customer service. You go to others, they double your bag, put in all the cans in one bag, put the glass, in a paper, wrap it up nice, put your toiletries by themselves, put your bread by itself, all that is part of customer service, right? So customers who believe that they have received high levels of customer service will return to the business time and time again, as well as recommend the business to their friends. Because if I get good service, I'm going to say, go here, because they're going to treat you good, right? So customer service is vital, is a key to helping your business to flourish. And that way, you can stay out of the ombudsman office, you can stay out of the Bureau of Standards, you can stay out of these offices. Because nobody's going to be complaining against if you have good customer service. Some characteristics of customer service include personalization, right? Consumers feel special, so take note, consumers feel special when they are identified by name and the staff member is attentive in the meeting, in meeting their needs. So, I mean, that's true, eh? You go into an establishment and somebody greets you by your name. One time you feel like, wow, this is my home, this is my place, I go to business here. They know me on a personal level. And so they can cater to you on that personal level because they know your history, they know what you like, what you don't like, that kind of thing. Right now today, with machine learning and the internet and computer, this happens, but a more robotic, systematic way. If I log on to Amazon right now, they would give you recommendations because of what I've bought before. So they're kind of personalizing what they show you. I mean, you don't feel as special though, right? Because it's basically a computer program. But in person now, if somebody does that in person, right, then you're going to feel special, right? That is one way. Just a pro tip, you should learn to tip persons who do things for you, services, because that would help them to make your customer service even better. You go to the barber, the salon, you go to a bar, somebody deliver something for you, just give them a little tip, and that would enhance the overall customer service, right? They might put your stuff, first, say, he'll give me a tip, let me make sure they deliver he one first, because I know he's going to sort me out. Make sure he's hot and nice, because they'll treat me good, right? You go to the salon, the barber, they might say, I could fit you in because, you're a good customer, so maybe I was booked, but I could fit you in because you'll sort me out. So, it's a two-way street, yes? It's a two-way street. So personalizing the experience, that's one. Good customer service. Politeness. Now, this doesn't even have to be said. You have to be polite to staff. You have to be polite to customers. You have to have manners. Mannerly, good morning, good afternoon, how may I help you? Thank you, please, come again. You have to be polite. Don't hug off nobody. Good customer service is not hugging off people. It's being nice and polite. Right? Somebody asks a question. Me, you know. Ask you. They say in my department. None of those coarse answers get you nowhere. Right? So you have to be nice and polite. Sir, I do not work here, but I'll find out for you. This is not my area, but I'll try and find out for you and come back. And you know, so you have to be polite and nice. Prompt responses to customers. So you have to answer quickly. Don't make you feel as though you're ignoring the person, right? So if somebody come to you, ask a question, you just there still staring at your computer screen. You ain't respond up to now. Up to now, you ain't look up. No, you have to be prompt with your responses to your customers. Right? So somebody say good morning, you say, good morning sir, how can I help you? Right on the ball. Don't be on the computer watching YouTube or Facebook and then somebody say good morning, and you ain't here up to now. Right? So we don't want that. You have to be prompt, you know, with delivery, prompt with answers to questions, prompt with your service. Like I said, you go in some banks, they're taking the daytime, counting, you know, just taking the daytime. You see no urgency in the operations, no kind of rush nowhere. They're just taking their daytime because then they feel like they got to wait, you know, they got to wait. Right? So we don't want that. That's not good customer service. You have to be prompt. Professionalism. Again, that goes without saying. This means treating customers with courtesy, honesty, and demonstrating that the staff member is knowledgeable about the product being sold. If it's one thing that is very annoying about some of these companies in St. Kitts, it is that the workers, and they don't know anything really and truly. It's like the bosses keep all the information to themselves and don't relate to the workers. Right? So that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. Right? So we don't want that. Like for example, you go to TDC, you're trying to buy something computer related, you start talking the jargon, they don't know what you're talking about. They actually don't know what you're talking about. Right? The other day I see the cable having a lot of specials. They call it the 12 weeks of Christmas specials. So I saw a special they had there, I was interested. So I called up the office only to find out the persons at the counter, they don't know anything about the special. They lost to all. Right? So that is not professional. They ain't got no choice but to say, we don't know, you know. They didn't tell us. Right? When you hear they didn't tell us, one time, you know, there's a problem in the company. You're supposed to be referring to your company as a we. Right? If you love where you work and you're a part of it, you're going to say we do this, we do that, not them and they. Right? So when you hear somebody ain't referring to the company as we and us, we have a problem right there. So special needs aware. So there is a need for all members of staff in any business to be trained to recognize and meet needs of customers with special needs. They may include deaf, blind, foreign visitors, different language requirements, and people with small children. So that's part of customer service. Don't let nobody feel as though they are left out, they're alienated. You don't really want anything to do with them, right? Don't make anybody feel like that. So, I mean, sometimes we have Western Union here, and we have a lot of Spanish persons in St. Kitts now, a lot of Spanish living in St. Kitts now. And so one good thing that people have been doing is putting up dual signs, English, Spanish. They actually employ Spanish workers who have been here in St. Kitts for a long time, so they can deal with the Spanish customers, make them feel good, make them feel special, right? So all those things go into good customer service. Above all else, all staff should adhere to the following guidelines. Be courteous. Treat people as people. Acknowledge the person. Be patient. Be flexible. Be aware of assistant animals. Face the person. Respect personal space. All those things go without saying. I don't even have to explain any of these to you guys, because you know that this is what you would want if you go to an establishment. You want someone who's courteous, who treat you a people person. They actually acknowledge you. Some old people might want to go in and try to get something done, and some staff members are just not patient. right? Sometimes we go to one good example, Lime, Digicel, Flow. They are very good at customer service in that regard, because these older folks, they don't know much about smartphones, and so they're going with all kind of problems they have, and so they go to the rep, and sometimes I've seen them take their time, explain everything to the older folks, show them what is what. Sometimes a simple thing, they might have turned down the volume, put it on silent, then they don't even know they're going, my phone ain't making the noise, it ain't ringing. You're like, okay, just, increase that volume button, things like that. So you have to be patient as a staff member. You have to be flexible, as they say, be able to, look at the situation and show the initiative to, make the right call. Okay, and face the person. That's self-explanatory. So all these that I just explained, they go a long way to help a company provide good customer service. Good customer service has a positive effect on the business. It directly affects the retention of customers. Customers who receive good customer service will become repeat customers. A bad customer service experience can be extremely difficult for a business to recover from. They're going to always be in the mind. They're going to always be, a time I come here and they treat me so terribly, they do me so bad, they do this to me, they do that to me. Right? When they get a bad experience, it's hard to recover. So maybe you go to a restaurant, you get some, maybe some not to cook food, maybe here, there, some spoiled food, and they could never live it down. Right? Social media makes it very easy to rant online about an experience which might negatively affect current consumers as well as deter new customers. I know you all would have heard about Yelp and those kind of things, but people go on there and just lambast companies that they had a bad experience with, just in the skin, just dissing the companies, because that's easy to do. Sometimes you don't even remember the good treatment, but as soon as something bad happened, my goodness, you're on the skin, on the case, just on social media, WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, just in the company skin, giving them a bad rap. So it always pays to put your best foot forward as a company, as a firm. Put your best foot forward so that you get a good reputation of having good customer service, because that goes a long way. And like I said, you can use customer service as an advantage, as a competitive advantage, right? No other person you can boast about it. We have the best customer service around. No other company can give you this level of customer service. That can be in your ads, that can be in your marketing campaign, that can be a part of your identity as a company. Want you living up to it, because it don't make sense to be boasting about customer service and you got some of the worst front office personnel, right? You don't want that. Okay, good. So that's basically it for looking at customer service. Now we're going to look at some forms in which customer service takes, right? Forms customer service takes. So here we have forms of customer service. A warranty. I'm pretty sure most of y'all would have heard this word before. Warranty. Right? There's a form of customer service, a warranty. What that is? This is a written document given to the purchaser of a product promising to repair the item or replace it if it ceases to work within a given period of time. So for example, if I go to Courts to take out a television, they might give me a warranty for a year, saying if the television stops working within this year, come back, you're gonna repair it for free, I'll give you a new one. I buy a bed from Courts, they will tell you you have a 2-year, 3-year warranty. So within a period of time, if it goes bad, if it rips, if it breaks, we give you a new one, I'll help to repair it. That's what a warranty is, right? So that's customer service after the purchase now. So that people feel comfortable knowing, okay, I bought this, and I know for the first year and a half, if something goes wrong with it, I can take it back and get a new one, my money back, or get it repaired for free. That's what a warranty is. an agreement to, repair, replace your item if it failed to work in a certain period of time. Then you have after sale service. After sale service. So you buy something, you gone home with it, you might be having some issues with it. You don't know how to operate it properly. You might have lost the manual. You might forget something. You could simply call up the company and ask them some questions. That's after sale service. So they'll be there to help you after you have purchased the item. Right? So if you're lost, don't know what's going on, and even send replacement parts and things like that. After sale services. This is an assistance and information given to customers after they have purchased a product, and can include handling returns from the product, and can include refunds of customers and servicing of the item under warranty. So all of the after sale services, things they do after you would have purchased the item. Feedback. This takes place when a representative of the business calls the consumer after they purchase to get feedback on the experience in the store or on the interaction with the business. So things like giving a review, things like a survey, things like a questionnaire to ask you, how was your experience? Right? Sometimes I don't know how many you would have ordered from those food delivery services like 869 to go or Caribbean deliveries, whatever, and they would send you a text or email asking you, how's your experience? Tell us how we can improve our service. So that's feedback right there. Online chat, toll-free numbers, suggestion box, and surveys. So all those are ways that you can have customer service, right? So online chats, some companies like Amazon, some of these large companies that deals with a lot of customers every day, they have online chats. So you have an issue, you want to ask a question, you log on. You don't have to spend any money to make a phone call. You log on the chat, and our agent can start you out from there. They'll ask you questions, help you through certain issues. You try to order something, it's that it hasn't reached. You go, you talk to them, they tell you, okay, it's in flight, in transit, whatever. That's online chat. And that's basically an evolution of the toll-free numbers. I know you all would have seen, maybe you all might be young, but there were some commercials back in the day on TV. I know here, call the toll-free number, 1-800 whatever, to ask about questions and assistance and things like that. Right? So some companies still have the number you can call if you're having issues. Then suggestion box, you see it all around. You have a suggestion, put it in the box, they'll follow up. Surveys, like I said before, they can ask the questions about your experience, how it was, so that I can have feedback from you to improve customer service in the end. Okay, good. So those are some forms of customer service that are out there. Now, how can we improve customer service? You're a company. You're getting some complaints, like the front office staff is terrible, they're hoggish, they don't know how to talk to people, etc., etc. How can we improve that? How can we better improve customer service? And of course, an obvious answer would be to train your staff. That's an obvious answer. To train your staff. Right? But first, you have to know what issues are there. So you gather information. That's step one. Gather information with a questionnaire, call up a cold call a customer just like that, or listen to the complaints of the customers, and then you go and train. Training is the key to improving customer service. Training. See it right here? Training. You train them in presentation skills, how to present themselves to people, how to interact with the customers. You train them in the knowledge of the products. Like I said, in St. Kitts, you go to a store, they can't tell you nothing about the product. Nothing they can tell you. Sometimes I go to try to buy something from TDC or Hospital or HAP, somebody, and it's computer related, technologically related, and it's like I talk in Spanish to them. They don't understand anything I'm asking for. So that can lead to some frustration, right? So you have to train your workers so they become knowledgeable in the practices, the product offerings of your company. So training. telephone skills, right? Somebody said, one advice I was given is that if you want to sound pleasant when you answer the phone, you answer the phone smiling, because the smile will transfer over to the customer. So you answer the phone, hello, good afternoon, hello, good morning, and the smile would transfer to the customer, and they would sense it, right? And so that could help to improve your telephone skills. That's just a little tip right there if you want to take it like that, right? So telephone skills, you answer a call, people say, wow, what you want? Hello, no good morning, no good afternoon. You don't even know if you call the right place. You know, so that training in conflict resolution, de-escalating situations. You know, you have tough customers. You have to train them to know how to handle these tough customers. Don't abuse back. And be a whole scene in there. You know, you have like, I understand, ma'am. I hear your complaint. I understand. We'll try to do better next time. You know, how can I make this better? You know, you be a little humble and you try to, you know, de-escalate the situation. Right? I'm not saying the customer is always right. I, for one, don't subscribe to that, because I've been in places where I work in and customers dead wrong, and they want to make you look small and make you look bad in front of your boss, in front of people, and you know, you don't have to take that, right? You ain't biting the tongue, and then you look the worst in the end. So training is one of the only ways to improve customer service. Training, and more training. And we've been outlining this all class. Benefits of good customer service. As I said, repeat customers, a positive business image, and what I started out by telling you, less legal action. So less reason to go to the ombudsman, less reason to go to the consumer organizations, less reason to report you to the Bureau of Standards. So less legal action, right? So good customer service can spill over to all of these: repeat customers, positive business image, and less legal action. Can't ask for a better mix than that, right? What else? Advantages. Stand out from the competition. Like I said before, you can use your customer service as an advantage that separates you from your competitors. Customers gonna say, I going on the road because they don't treat me like this, I go on to the next one. That's why competition is so good, because you don't have to take not all from one. You take your money, you go somewhere else, right? You don't have to stand for that. High staff morale and motivation. Staff are positive and motivated to work harder. So you see the spill-on effect. Good customer service, like I said, when things are good in a company, you can tell, because most of your customers, your workers, they see it as they are motivated. They say, us, we don't have this in stock right now. We'll tell you when it comes in, we'll call you. As opposed to, well, they don't have it, they. It's we. That kind of thing. When you hear that kind of wording, you know that's somebody who buy into what the company is all about. So those are some of the advantages of having good customer service. So we're going to stay here for now. And so we would have covered basically all of Objective 9 and Objective 10. And so we're going to stay here for now. I think I've done other videos on 11 and 12, but I just didn't get a chance to go back and do the 9 and 10 before. So I'm doing it now. Alright, so that's it for now. You know what to do again. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. In the meantime and between time, you can check out our playlist that we have with a lot of past papers for POB, some other lectures for POB. You can also check out for economics, past papers, lectures, and a number of other subjects. Alright, so stay tuned to the channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.